Hey, welcome to Small Talk Sundays, where I just do some small talk on Sundays. So, a few things I just want to cover. First and foremost, sorry. The video is not finished yet, and I am working on it currently. I'm currently on a very mad dash to try to get it done as soon as I can. And the real reason I'm saying sorry is because I've let the distractions kind of get carried away. I've been playing Final Fantasy XIV this whole time, not really doing anything with the YouTube side of things, and this is not what I had planned for my channel. I wanted it to be better than what it is. I wanted to upload weekly, and right now it's only just the Small Talk Sundays on the cusp of midnight, and that is not what I had in mind for this channel. So I am currently working hard on it, trying to get the video done as soon as I possibly can, because good lord, It actually does hurt for me to see this Small Talk Sunday being just 3 Small Talk Sundays in a row on my channel. But yeah, I've let the distractions get carried away, and it is very much largely an irresponsible part on my part, and I will absolutely do my utmost best to actually edit this week and get it done this week, because you may have noticed that my tone of voice is a little different this time around, and it's mostly because I've recently woken up from a 4.5-hour nap after staying up for 24 hours straight editing this video. Now, the reason I stayed so much so late is mostly almost as a punishment for myself for not editing at all most of the recent time, because over the past couple of weeks I spent most of my time playing the game and not really editing anything, when I clearly had quite a bit of the footage needed to get the video done and completed. It's just I haven't been getting around to the editing software, and now being this going on third week of no content, I'm strongly disappointed. I cannot accept this for myself. So I'm going to be trying to go full ham back in the whole YouTube side of things. I'll try to get the video done as soon as I can, because I know the community, the Final Fantasy XIV community, and just the overall audience, people watching, you all are wonderful people. I understand that, and you have powerful senses of empathy for being so kind and warm and welcoming and trying and doing your utmost best to help me along and being supportive and everything. I greatly appreciate it. But this is my own goal. This is something I had high expectations of myself for that I failed to accomplish. And I hear you. I do hear you. I've read as many comments as I could throughout this time as well. And I've been hearing all these things people have been saying. And thank you for, being as supportive as you have been. But yeah, that's my long rant about me being upset with myself and things, and me trying to get editing done, because quite frankly, I've done a very poor job at maintaining editing. I have not done hardly any of it for a good while, and I've only edited a total of 3 days, opened the editing software a total of 3 days within the past couple of weeks. Once a little bit before the initial upload date, another around last Thursday, I think. And then this last time, where I just did a full 24-hour just editing spree, trying to get things done. I am largely irresponsible for this, and I'm going to own up for my mistakes. This is something I need to work on, and I acknowledge and all that. Yes, I'm done talking about it. It's going on 6 minutes of me repeating the same freaking thing. Next topic. So, Asmongold apparently watched my video, and that's something that I was not wanting. That's going to be something that's probably going to be a little weird for people to hear. But quite frankly, that's my first impressions video. It's not a review. It is just designed for me to just be shouting to the world, hey, I exist, and I like this game. And that's all it was. It ended up turning into a certain marketing spiel, which was not the original intention, and it started to sound like I was being a paid actor concerning the whole free trial thing, where if that's not enough to say, I don't know what is, that whole statement or whatever. I'm not a paid actor, first and foremost, and I just was excited about the game, and I thought that was a really, really interesting change for a free trial. It's very generous in comparison to what I usually hear. So I just felt like really mentioning that. And I did again gloss over the fact that you can play multiple jobs on one class. And this next video, I still don't mention that. And I don't think I'm going to fit that in either, because it's going to hit the flow of the overall video. But gosh, eventually I'll mention it in a big video that yes, you can play multiple jobs on one character. Dag nabbit. But yeah, Asmongold. Yeah, he watched my video. I don't think it's a game for him. I know people keep telling him to try the game. I get it. You want him to experience stuff, and I get it. The experience is great when you let experience, but some people just won't get the same experience as other people because it seems that he's the type of person who wants to go all in for the gameplay and just dominate, and as he said, dominate and just like destroy the competition and whatnot. This video game caters to the more casual audience, in which people are more even like supported to get more casual things. And from what I've heard from all the people who play the game longer than I have and have done through the end game stuff, the end game content is rather lacking in terms of the amount there is, in terms of quantity. The quality of them, I've heard that there's no real complaints. Some of them say that they're easy, but I assume that these people are the more elite folks who are very adept in the game and its mechanics. I've heard the end game is not super solid after you complete it, but the actual going through the completion is a really great part. But afterwards, there's a bit of a content drought. So that's what I've heard from what all the people saying in the comments. And if that is true, this game is not going to be much for Asmongold, because Asmongold seems to be more on the hardcore variety. He wants to dominate and destroy the competition and whatnot, because that's essentially what WoW does and promotes. WoW promotes just destruction and dominance fantasy. That fantasy. It doesn't promote that in and of itself. It just promotes that fantasy. Because let's face it, just about every other quest you get, you're committing some sort of genocide on something. If it's not like entire people, civilization, it's on a town, or it's some bears, you're killing a lot of something. It's got that edgy taste to it. Final Fantasy 14 likes a more personable touch, more emotion based, personality based. There's more like linguistic stuff going on, more just heart to heart stuff. It's more light. It's lighter on the violence in comparison to World of Warcraft. I'm sidetracking off that. Asmongold, yes, this is not a game for Asmongold. I genuinely don't think he'll like it, because this game is story driven. It's story driven and it's very emotion based and whatnot, and that's the biggest feature of the game is the story. And if you're looking for an end game like maximum and like performance, I don't know if Final Fantasy 14 is going to scratch that itch for him. With that said, I do realize there is still an in-game hardcore community out there. I don't know how big it is, but I've been made aware of a YouTuber named Lynx Camel, and he seems to be of the type who does like the hardcore and stuff. And the mere existence of him shows that there is still a certain appeal to the end-game raiders. So I'm not saying he's not going to have absolutely no enjoyment from it. I'm just saying that the road to that point is probably going to be a little too long and arduous for his taste, because it doesn't seem like he's the type for story type stuff and musing and whatnot. You see, he doesn't seem to have too much of the immersion muscle or anything like that. It's mostly all in for the gameplay. And I'm not saying that's wrong or anything. People have their own appeals and tastes and whatnot. I'm going to admit, even the community in Final Fantasy 14, it is actually an absurdly nice community. Like, it's almost unbelievable how nice this community is. And that can actually be a turnoff for some WoW players, because considering the natural competitive nature of WoW, some people just actually really want that some semblance of toxicity going on through it. Granted, I have done some PvP stuff, and there is quite a bit of that toxicity roaming around in PvP, so they were not going to be wanting too much for that, but not enough people do PvP for it to be warrant much in general, and the PvP situation in Final Fantasy 14 is not exactly the most favorable position. But the fact the community is nice can actually be a turnoff for WoW players. As weird as that may sound, I know. Personally, that I really freaking love the fact that the community is nice, because I'm freaking tired of people talking down on everyone all the time and being so freaking toxic all the time. It does not yield to a very conducive mental health environment. And honestly, after witnessing the end of a certain streamer, after seeing all this toxicity, I personally just would want a change in overall atmosphere for the better, because honestly, it's just a super self-destructive mentality to have, and I prefer Final Fantasy 14's friendly atmosphere, though it can get a little too friendly in Final Fantasy 14, where it almost feels like people are treating each other with, from what I like, the saying that I've heard, treating other people with rubber gloves on, because it feels like everyone's too overly cautious in offending other people, and that can in and of itself be a problem as well. But anyway, that's a rant. But yeah, I'm not actually thrilled about Asmongold watching the video. I'm not, because that video is just me shouting to the world, hey, I like this game. It wasn't a review. That was just my first impressions. It's in the title. It's first impressions. I have yet to make an actual full-on review of anything, because if I'm going to do that, I'm going to do more serious research in things in general and try to recollect everything more generally instead of just start blurting things out. But yeah, if I'm going to make a full-on review, I'll take a more stand approach. But right now, I got a feeling that my credibility is kind of shot and ruined, because people are probably thinking I'm some type of overly hyped, excited spokesperson. But no, I guess I'm just naturally easy to please. I'm rather forgiving when it comes to video game mechanics and whatnot. But yeah, I don't know how to end this video. I kind of went on several different tangents I didn't want to go on, but hey, that's a thing. So yeah, I guess I'll just end the video here. Just rants and rambles, because it is 9:00 p.m. by the way, if you're wondering when I'm recording this. So if this video doesn't come out on actually Sunday, well shoot, I broke my freaking record of being barely on time on Sundays. Alright, so with that said, I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you all very much for watching and whatnot. I apologize once more for no video yet, and I hope you all have a wonderful life. Yep, just gonna end it here. Take care, folks.